How do you learn who you really are? It's not found in books. It's found on the battlefield. What's up, warriors? Welcome back to the Battlefield of the Mind. I'm Rick, and I'm here today with Eric Mello from the Contagion Effect, which we got to hang out in hero stock. So, who the heck is Eric? What's the Contagion Effect? And let's tell people who you are and what you do, brother.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys having us on. It's so weird to say us, and I'm all by myself, right? Because the Contagion Effect are two guys. We're just two dudes, and like in our bio says, we're just two dudes. We're two best friends that were not in the military, but our dads were. And so my co-host, Mike Elec, he is the backbone of the Contagion Effect. He's our computer guy. He does a lot of the logistics and stuff like that. And, without him, it's kind of lost, because we kind of bounce off each other. And our show's really formatted for a two-person show. And so people that do one-person shows, kudos to you guys, because that's hard. It's hard to keep a freaking, tunnel vision, because I'm this squirrel on the show. I'm like, oh, over here. And he's having the interview going on. And I'm looking something up or, half paying attention. I asked the same question that he just asked the dude like 5 minutes ago. But the Contagion Effect show, we go live Thursday night, 6:00. We don't record anything, which I think the live version, the live show brings a different dynamic, because we have the comments going. We have what we want to get across. We want to give that veteran or that law enforcement officer, gal, the platform. That's basically what we did. That's our service back to our military and LEOs. We've had some firefighters. We have the North Platte Fire Department, Police Chief Thompson. He came on. So we're the gamut, man. Anyone that's in civil service and stuff like that, we'd love to have you guys on, because if you have a mission, you have a platform. That's what we tell people all the time. As I take a breath here. Shot out like a cannon. So basically, like I said, the Contagion Effect started. My 9 to 5 is a truck driver. I drive for a large grocery store chain out here on the West Coast. And we have what we call trucker Tourette's, and that's when we could go off at any second while we're driving down the road and getting our stuff delivered. And at night, we usually have 3 or 4 guys talking on the phone, and Mike joined one night, and he's like, dude, it's kind of fun, just bouncing stuff off, and, 3 or 4 dudes just chit-chatting. And I told him, I go, well, let's do something. And so we're coming up on our second year, November, I believe it's like November 6th or 11th, something like that. It'll be our 2-year anniversary. And it's been fun. It's been great. We've, TikTok, we've got like 3,600 followers on there. We transformed my personal page into the Contagion Effect show. We go live. We set off on the side. YouTube, we've got 423, but it's, and we can go down the whole gamut of the likes and people. It's not even for that. We just do it because we like to hear stories. A few weeks ago, actually a month and a half ago, we had Mike's Uncle Lee on, which was a great story out of we just had him on, and then 3 weeks later he passes away. So if we wouldn't have had him on, which we wouldn't have those stories, and he got to talk and tell his story, because Mike's dad wouldn't talk about Vietnam, but Uncle Lee was like, oh man, this, and well, if you want to see it, just go watch it. It's Uncle Lee on the Contagion Effect show, and it was good times, man. So yeah,
makes you happy you recorded that one.
Oh, for sure. And I tell guys, I'm like, I talk to some guys at work. I'm like, hey man, like you got military? Oh yeah, I want to get my uncle on, and I'm like, dude, like just send me an email. Like just go on any of our social media and send us an email. And we'll do whatever we need to do. Like again, we record live on Thursdays. We're booked out till halfway into January, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because you get people that watch a show. They're like, oh, I want to come on. And then, a month and a half later, like, oh shoot, who is that again? You got to have little notes in there about who they are.
Sure, yeah.
But, and even for us, you're coming on the Contagion Effect, and it's not going to be till January. Right. So we have to get through all the holidays, and it's exciting because, you get to remember some things and write down some notes and see how everyone's doing and what they got going on and what the difference is from the time you actually sign up to the time you have the show. But yeah, no, that's basically it. We're based out of California, Central Valley. We're We're in the Valley of the Workers, I say, because, if you like almonds, chances are, you have an almond from California in the Central Valley, and we're just a bunch of farmer boys and kids and growing up in the fields. And it's nice because we're not in the city, but we're close enough to go. We're an hour and a half from San Francisco, hour and a half from the snow, Yosemite, Sacramento. So it's a great part of the Valley, to be honest with you.
I see the mission too. A lot of like what I do is right now I work with men mostly, but we got a lot of veterans, and you've seen it. We met at Hero Stock and got to hang out there, and we've been also putting in the mission to make sure our veterans have a place. One of the nastiest things that I know out here is the isolation. And you being a truck driver, we got Donald Dunn from like Two Drunk Guys in a gun room, and we've got a lot of my guys in the Warriors Way are all truckers. I got truck drivers like almost every day. I got guys on calls in the truck listening like that. We have a lot of truck guys in there. And so one of the things that's the toughest right now for our guys is there's two big problems I see. One, you got to be fucking tough, and so like if you got a problem, you just work it out on your own, right? Mm-hmm. But the other problem is you're all alone.
Yeah.
And being all alone, working on something that's not easy to work on with no new perspectives, no support, no backup, no new information, and you're just sitting there in your own dark thoughts while they swirl out of control, and somehow you're supposed to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. If that guy hasn't told you he thought about driving off a bridge, he's lying to you. Mm-hmm. It's a simple and easiest way to go out. I mean, it's you're sitting there, like I said, I start at 3:15 in the morning. I get to go up to Santa Rosa. So I got a good 2-hour drive up, and I know I don't consider myself a trucker. I've been driving for 24 years, but the guys that get in there and drive cross country or driving state to state and stuff like that, like those guys are the truckers. I'm just a steering wheel holder. And you talk to any of those guys, I just hold a steering wheel. I push a button, my truck goes, right? So it's a little bit different, but for that hour and a half, 2 hours, if I got something brewing at home and I'm like, man, you're just sitting, like you said, you're sitting there thinking, and you get on the phone, you got a couple different friends, right? You have the ones that are like, oh man, yeah, you guys need to do this and this. And you have the other guys that they'll listen to you, but they're not going to give you a true answer or a true sounding board, because they're kind of glad that you have problems, to be honest with you. They have problems too. Everyone's got problems. It's just how you're going to deal with it. And like you said, when those truck drivers get out there, because they're leaving their wife and their family and their girlfriend and their girlfriend and the girlfriend over here, and it's tough. It's really, really tough. And that's no bullshit, because I've seen
it on all the girlfriends too. It's tough on all the girlfriends.
Yeah, all the girlfriends in every different state. There's a song about that, right?
Area codes, Luda. All right, so. No, it's a tough thing. And this is where, like, I know our mission right now is to make it so that the guys and the veterans and the people out there know, like, hey, you don't have to do that alone anymore. Like, every warrior knows that together we're stronger. But for some reason, societally, you're supposed to be a lone wolf. And I'm like, the pack is a way less likelihood of going hungry than the lone wolf.
Yeah.
Like, no, we should always be leaning on each other. Like, man, I'm having a tough time. And being able to have, like, that network. It didn't really exist. Like, and this is where I like, heck, you should even come and check out the guys. Like, come and see what we do. We really do the work. I have a lot of veterans in here and a lot of warriors, a lot of good guys, dads and business owners, and everything from a guy who's like, man, I'm just trying to get my shit back together after I lost everything, to multimillionaires who are like, why can't I keep a relationship together? Like, you name it. Everybody's running through like some aspect of finding balance or growth in themselves. How do you just do it alone? And we don't have to, but like, where do you let your armor down, but also have not just unsolicited advice where someone just goes like, here's what I think you should do, man. But they never even fought their own battles.
Yeah. Well,
like, no, I'll give you advice. Somebody with right no kids and not married telling you how to save your marriage and raise your kids. Yeah. You're like, maybe you should get some of these things and then tell me.
Yeah. No, and that's true, because we are born and bred to be alone, because that's how it is, right? This, but like you said, the pack is the better. But again, there's a leader of that pack too, and I'm going through it right now. One of my best friends, we haven't talked in a week because I jumped his ass and I told him, hey, listen, man, stop being a bitch, because you're complaining about this, and this, when you're doing the exact same thing that you're complaining about these guys are doing. So like, listen, like, I'm that friend I'm a hard friend, right? I mean, I'm true to the end, but I'm going to call you out on your bullshit too, so, he'll come
I got a
around.
lesson
You know,
for
he's a little bit older guy, you know, and he wants to be dad to everybody, which, I mean, I get it, but we don't need dads, you know, we just need buddies. Just be my buddy. Just listen to me.
Mhm.
Just listen to me.
I got one for you. I did a training 2 weeks ago on be a man, advanced training. So it was a hardcore training. So it's guys who have already gone through my first program, and now we're going into advanced program stuff. And one of the things, what does it mean to be a man? In this day and age, Eric, be a man. Don't be a bitch. You're being a bitch right now.
Yeah.
What's it mean to be a man? What's some of the stuff that you've seen growing up? That's what be a man means, and all your influences.
You don't complain about stuff. Keep it to yourself. Figure it out on your own.
Push it down.
Push it down. Yeah, exactly. Push it down. Don't show weakness. You know, nobody cries. You can't get your fingernails painted, and don't wear tutus, and you know, and all that.
Wait. I've worn weakness.
I've got 2 daughters. I've been the cheer dad. I got the shirt that says it. I've learned cheers. I ain't gonna do one for you right now, but I've worn the tutu in the pep rally, and I've had my toenails painted because it's not babysitting when they are your own kids. You know, I have twin nieces, and with my youngest daughter, we call them the triplets, and so you know that's a good hour and a half. You know, one puts on the paint, and the other one takes off the paint, and so you know it's not, like I said, it's not babysitting when it's your own kids. So
yeah, it's all right. So we got to suppress things down. You don't talk about it. Push
don't talk
down.
about things.
No weakness, no tears. What else does a man do?
Just go. Hey, you don't complain about stuff. Just go get it done.
Complaining.
Don't complain.
Don't complain.
Don't complain about things.
Yeah, because if you
fine.
complain,
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's good.
It's fine, man. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
And you're not good.
What's
at
funny
all.
is I take that and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Really? Are you good? And they kind of look at you like, yeah, no, I'm not your therapy. I'm just asking, you good? Like, I got time. You got time? I got time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here right here in front of everyone and talk to you, but you got my phone number. Give me a call. I'll call you. I'll sit there and bullshit with you all day long. I have no problem with that.
That's an interesting. I remember I talked about this on another show before. Growing up, listening to Tom Likas back when I was a kid. He was a tough rock guy.
Good morning, welcome.
You remember him? But I remember when people were like, "Hey Tom, how you doing?" He's like, "Do you really care, man?"
Yeah.
And people were like, "No, I guess I really don't." He's like, "Then let's fucking skip that and let's go on to what we're talking about." Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's what I love that guy.
But that woke me up pretty hard to how those general niceties, those reflex kindnesses, like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. But like, I don't actually really want to know.
Yeah.
I just was doing a general like good morning or hi there, and like it's a reflex. Hey, how you doing, man? Or like, hey, what's up? You're like, what's up? And that's not actually like an interaction.
Yeah.
I don't really want to know what's up.
What's good?
What's good? Well, that's also controlling the narrative. Just tell me something good today.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing bad. Just tell me what's good.
What's good?
Yeah,
not
I
what's
do that.
bad.
I do that. I do that quite often when I walk up. Hey, man, what's a good word?
Yeah.
What's the
best part of your day is a good one to start off with. What's the best part of your day?
You know what? I might use that one. What's the best part of your day?
I got that from a chiropractor I used to know. She would say, "What's the best part of your day today?" And that would just start off the conversation to where like you can't go like, "Hey, how you doing?" You're like, "The fucking weather sucks today. It always rains." And you're like, "That's how things grow." All right,
yeah.
but then she'd say, "What's the best part of your day?" And everybody would be like, "I have to think about that because now my awareness has to go towards what's good."
Yeah, what's good.
So
real quick. Last night we in our show we were talking. I was being positive. I was super positive. Yeah, we're positive. Give me a positive thought. Give me something positive. We're going to be positive. Positive actions, right? And I literally, I'm like, do something and say something positive today. Be positive about something because there's so much negative. You can find negativity. Listen, I can show you the picture of this room that I'm all pissed about. It's negative. It's a mess. It's a trash. I usually have some stuff up on the walls, but I'm here. I get to talk with you. I get to express our message. That's good.
I got a perspective for you. This is something that we do. We do one of the trainings in section 13 is on belief systems, and we get hard on beliefs where we have a challenge that we take any situation and we can turn it good and we can turn it bad. Anything. We've taken the most brutal death of a child and stuff like this and found honor, meaning, or something in it. Like there's things in it where like anything can be looked at from different points of view. And so you said, I'm in this room right now and it's negative. Well, what's negative about it? Well, my daughter's got all her stuff all over the place. I'm like, you got a daughter? Lucky.
You know what? You're making me think, because at least I have a daughter that has her stuff here, right?
Yeah.
What happens if this room was cleaned up and her shit was out?
And she's growing and she's learning a new skill and she's getting smarter and she's building a development that she can run her own business or create her own success. Wow. What a negative thing.
Yeah. You know, that's what I love about you, bro. That's what I love about you. That's what I love what you got going on.
I have another guy. He had his kid. He was cutting a sandwich, and like they have this kind of like rare stone like countertop, and the kid was cutting a sandwich and started putting like just slices into the countertop.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What the heck?" He's a young kid, like under 10, but he's putting cuts into the countertop. And he was like, "Oh, it's an expensive countertop, and this is important." And I was like, "Let me ask you something, man. If there was like an accident or something happened and your kid was gone, how much would you value those cuts in the countertop?"
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Warrior, thank you so much for being a part of the information that we have. And you're part of our story as we are a part of yours. It's very much an honor to be able to connect with each other. If you want to know more or you want to get started with working with me or working with our warriors so that you can begin your path to authenticity, strength, leadership, and accountability, this is the way. Together, we are way stronger. Now you get to choose. Do you go forward or keep doing what you've always done? If you stay where you're at, hey, click on some of the stuff and follow what it is. We got motivational stuff. We've got podcasts. We've got more things. Just subscribe and do the stuff, and we'll keep you updated. But if you want to start going in, start jumping into what our programs offer and start your journey and being the hero in your own story.
I don't want to be the one-up guy, okay? I don't want to be the one-up guy. I got a brand new refrigerator when we moved into this house 4 years ago. Brand new, like stainless steel front.
I see what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't mean to. I apologize. I'm like, hey, let's get these hooks, these magnetic hooks, right? We'll hang some stuff on it and shit. So what's the kid do? She drags it from one side of the refrigerator across the other side. 4 big old scratches on there. So it's like, I feel that. And I think that's what I love about our shows is you get that connectivity with you get that connectivity, and it's like, that's what brings it kind of full circle, right? And we feel comfortable. And that's kind of how Hero Stock was too. Everyone, we didn't know anybody. Well, I didn't know. I came from California to the middle of Nebraska. Okay.
I was coming from Chicago area.
Yeah.
I was coming the other side.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just like one of those things. And I think that's the great thing about what we do. And between your show and our show and everybody else's show that we're going to go on and have on. And there's really positivity out there. There's really hope. There really is hope for everyone. And I'm hoping that everyone understands we're here for you. That's what, that's what our show is for. Like, we're here for you. You send me a message and I'm up. I'm going to get back to you at some point. If I'm sleeping, I'm going to get back to you at some point.
Yeah, it's the difficult thing is we'll get back to like what's a man in a little bit, but I think the difficult thing with it these days is the distractions and the ridiculousness gets far more attention than, trying to do something to improve. The reason why is because we have a society that's designed to manage symptoms or to have instant gratification. I just want it now. And if it's like, well, you could have this, you just got to do a little work for it. You're like, all right, I'll do the work. And you do it for 2 seconds. You're like, this didn't happen now. And then you go to something that distracts you to make it so you feel good again now.
Yeah.
We're having a very difficult time to be able to say this is something that'll really make your life better. But it's not instantaneous. Like, I want to get a fitness goal, or I want to lose weight, or I want to read a book, or I want to start a business, or I want to help more people, or I want something I just want to do something that's like that would matter or make me feel better, or have a goal or achievement or a dream. But it's not instant. You have to do the work. And people are like, I don't want to do that. I know what it's supposed to do, but why am I 23 and not a millionaire yet when I read hustle culture stuff all the time? Maybe I just work harder. And I'm like, listen, you talked about truck drivers going cross country. You're telling these guys they don't work hard?
Yeah.
Shut up. Like, there
Yeah.
are people who are working 29 hours a day.
Yeah.
And they don't work hard enough.
Yeah.
So now how are you supposed to get positivity in? Because here you are sharing positivity. I'll be real with me. All right. So some people say, hey, man, you're on the road to success. We've got over 325,000 followers on TikTok. We got millions of views on stuff. Well, what's the percentage of people who are struggling right now?
A hell of a lot more
like
now.
almost everybody.
Yeah.
So that means even at 320,000, I'm at like what? Not even 1% of just America. And that's not even 5% of the world.
Yeah.
And so like I'm barely a drop in the bucket to help how many people need help. But I'll tell you right now, if I had a bouncing ass, I'd have 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is
your tits were out there.
Yeah. Which I mean,
sex
we've been
sells and
talking
blood
about.
leads. Is that what the news goes off of, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like hard work is hard work. I mean, it's hard work for a reason. That's why it's called hard work. Because people don't want to put the hard work in. Hey, I want to lose 60 pounds, man. But I'm going to take it one block at a time. I'm going to walk a block. I'm going to walk one block here, and it's going to end up to 2 blocks. The next day I'm going to do 2 blocks and 2 blocks and then 4 blocks. You know, people just don't want, like you said, they want it right now. They want it right now. I got a phone sitting right here. I got a computer. Everyone's walking around with a computer in their hand. They want to know, hey, well, what's going on? You got a computer in your hand. Put that damn thing away. Well, and be on with life. Get interactive with people.
It's a tool, though.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing, is it's a tool that can do anything you can imagine. It can do anything from help you be educated and read a book or connect or listen to this. You can do all kinds of things with it, but you can also go down into vices, and you can get into distractions, and you can, doom scroll and go into porn or shop online for days. And you can go into any vice that you'd like. It's all available. Anything that you want is right at your fingertips. Well, what do you do when you have access, like overload access to anything all day, every day? What does that do to you? Like, why would I do work when I can just hit a button? And why would I have to change anything when they can just treat the symptom?
Yeah.
Why do I work on the core for something? Why would I do that? I do the explanation for this one all the time. You know what this is? You ever seen one of these?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Rubik's.
Yeah, they're like, it's a Rubik's Cube. This is a solved Rubik's Cube. I know the answer. It's supposed to be all the colors on each side are the same. I know this.
Yeah.
But mine looks like this. Now, I took a program and I got certified, so I got greens. But the rest of it's fucked. Like the rest, I can't get the rest doesn't do it. And I don't want to turn the greens, so I'm only doing this backside. And I tried to do the sticker. I tried to peel the sticker off to make it so it would work, but that didn't. It just made it look terrible. So I stopped doing that because it wasn't working. But every time I spin the rest of it, like it's not doing anything. But I don't want to have to turn the greens off because
that's my comfort zone.
So much work. There's so much work for the greens. And so I got to keep it there. That was close.
Can't do
this is people. So how do you solve this thing? I know the answer, but that's not a solution. And so here people are going like, all right, I got to solve this in order to find balance and love and understanding and growth and health, wealth, love, happiness, and all the pillars. This is stupid. I'm going to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
You get rewarded for not working on it.
Yeah. Well, I watch Netflix. I get self gratification now.
You get a reward.
Entertainment. I want to work.
Go ahead and get. You know what else is a reward? Get some food that's like super over the top flavor. Maybe some sweets or some candy. Yeah, get something that's like way over the top because now I can start combining pleasures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even better. Oh man, so good. Why work on your cube? Why? Now, here's the funny thing. We've never had more access to information on solving cubes in human history.
Yeah.
You could use your phone to figure out how to solve your shit pretty quickly. We put content out all the time that actually helps you tear the core open to the stuff that makes it so you have the belief systems that you do. Or you can watch Bouncing Titties.
Yeah.
Well, which one do I want to do? Do some deep work and some core work? Or do I want to go online shop or, scroll or send a picture that gets me attention?
Yeah.
What do I want to do? what do I want to do? Because like the girls can just get attention instantaneously, and guys can get instant gratification without rejection whenever they want. And we're gonna do deep work. Fuck that.
It's not worth it, but it's worth it.
Well, it starts becoming worth it when you start realizing you can't maintain a dynamic in your life that works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your family is not talking to you anymore, and your wife is leaving you, and the kids don't speak to you anymore, and you're wondering what the hell happened. And then what do? We triple down on our vices.
Yeah.
What's one of the main ways you see guys numb the pain?
Booze.
Let's go. Tell me a country song that doesn't have alcohol.
Booze, man. Driving down the country road.
Mm-hmm.
Half a drive home. Go get me a couple tall cans on the way home.
You got
by the time I get home, by the time I get home, it'll be fine. Right?
I was actually challenging because our daughters, they like country music, and I'm listening to every song, and I'm like, if they're meeting a girl, where do they meet them?
Gotta go to the bar.
They're at the bar. We're drinking when I meet you, and then like, oh no, this relationship just went to hell. Where do I go?
Gotta go back to the bar, find a new one.
You gotta go back to, I gotta go back to the bar to drown my sorrows. And then once I've drowned my sorrows and I've got redneck crazy enough, then I can go back and get me another one from the bar.
Yeah.
And that's like 1,000 freaking songs. I'm like, these songs all have drinking.
Yeah.
So no wonder people are struggling whenever something goes wrong. I drink.
Drink.
Same thing. Listen, rap music, R&B, same thing goes into like Cavassier or Hennessy. It's going to be drinking. We're drinking. Cristal. We're drinking. Grey Goose. You know, we're drinking.
Yeah.
And we're wondering why society's having trouble, why we can't cope. We're not able to have the conversations. How many people are on medication? It's tough, man. And here we are trying to raise our kids in this shit.
Yeah. Trying to do what's right. What's right?
What's that?
What's that? Yeah, I knew that was coming. What's right? What your right's different than my right, you know?
Yeah, I'm interested. What is right? How do we do it? Because I work in the psychology world, and I don't know which parents are doing it correctly because everybody fucks their kids up, even on accident.
Yeah.
Well, I just had to help work with a guy for a little bit who had everything go so well that he felt like he didn't deserve the wins he had, and now he self-sabotages by gambling. His parents gave him the best education, all of the best things you can do. He won events, and he has a great job, makes a lot of money, and a wife that's way out of his league, and a beautiful family. And he's like, I don't deserve any of this because I didn't work for any of it. I just have been given a beautiful opportunity, and he's got an imposter syndrome and destroys all of it at a subconscious level because he feels unworthy of the life he has. How that means if you do everything right, you do it wrong.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's, what's wrong? What is right? Yeah. What is right?
It seems like the only options that we have is to train our kids to be able to break the curses that we put on them, because we have to break the curses our parents put on us.
I see myself in my kids a lot. I see how they interact, and I'm like, why are you doing that? What do you mean? Why am I doing that? It's what I've been shown for 24 and 19 years, you know? It's like, why are you talking about that?
Curse on me?
Yeah. Well, why did you do that? Like my youngest, Cammy, it's like, hey, why you talk to your boyfriend like that? It's cold. It's just what it is. I'm like, no, look, like he's going to get fed up with you one day. He's going to leave you. And he said, look at him, I'm like, listen, I got you, bro. Like I made the blueprint. I made the blueprint of this kid. Like I know what it's about. Like she's my mini me. You know, I've been with my wife for 24 years, and you know we have, you know, it wasn't always perfect. I mean, we've had our breakup before, but we've been together for 24 years, almost 27 years. You know, married for 24, and it's been probably, I hate to say it, but we've probably had like maybe 6 or 7 good years. You know, it's always a struggle. It's always a struggle. It's just something that you need to stop. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of going through bullshit and the vices. And, you know, you talk to somebody else and you're like, oh, let me tell you this version of what happened, or this version of, why I'm a bad person. But I'm going to hold this back because I need you to tell me how good I am. Right? Because the wife and the kids, they see the reality. So I think when you show yourself, it's like, you got to show yourself. I think it's one of those things where, what do you want out of life?
I think,
you want
I
the
think
kids
it goes
to grow
a little,
up and,
I think it's before that, actually, because what you want comes after. Can
what
you
you've
tell
done.
the truth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell
You
the
got to do
truth?
the work to get the reward, right?
Well, you'd think so, because people want the reward without the work. I want to win without competing.
Yeah. Well, we all get a medal. So why do I have to compete? Why do I have to worry about that?
Yeah. And it gives me no self-esteem issues.
Yeah. I'm still going to get an ice cream sandwich after the show.
Yeah. And it makes you feel worse. It's the saltiest sandwich I've ever had. I'm a bad person, though. No, it's a good point, man. And here you are trying to go through relationships and navigating these things for authenticity and truth and understanding ourselves. But then we don't even ask ourselves. And I love getting into the let's get to the core of what the thing is, because we use these words and we throw it around. Words like truth, words like respect, words like love, words like happiness. And we never actually ask, like, what's that mean?
Yeah.
Tell the truth. Well, do you tell the truth?
Do you want to know the truth? Well, what about the white lie? What about the little lie? Oh, it's just a little lie.
Yeah. Can you handle the truth? Do you have acceptance enough to be able to handle it? Because we actually train our people to lie.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because we can't handle the truth, and we have a reaction to make it so people don't tell us, because we've already trained them that if I tell you the truth, you're going to freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so your past is forecasting the future. So now I have to omit information because I know you can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yet
So
you
you're
want
lying
it
to
for
me because
control.
you're protecting me.
Correct. Most people lie for protection of themselves and for others.
But in reality, like, I want the truth. Like, tell me the truth. My wife tells me the truth all the time. Like,
But why do we want the truth?
I need the truth. I need to be told what the truth is. Don't sugarcoat nothing on me. Why? I am the most adamant of don't sugarcoat it, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it you. Like, listen, I will tell you straight up if I like you or if I don't like you, or if like there's an issue. Like, I don't want that. So I understand that there's some people that can't. They do need it sugar-coated, right? Oh, I'm gonna get all excited over here. I'm gonna get all excited over here. Yeah. I'm gonna sugarcoat this. But that's like the reality is, like, some people need to be all warm and fuzzy and be told, hey, you're doing a good job. Maybe next time you do it this way. I'm like, no, like, dude, no, I'm gonna do
the
this.
Shit sandwich is it's an effective tool. The shit sandwich, like, hey man, I really appreciate the work you're doing around here. A little feedback to make this a little bit better, but I really appreciate your hard work. Like, the shit sandwich, it can be helpful for some people.
Agree. I just
good, bad, good.
Remember, I'm just a trucker. I'm like, hey, look, dude, like, stop. I'm a shop steward at work, so I get to listen. I call it babysit. I'm the defense attorney in the issues, and I'm not good at it. And my other stewards, so there's like six of us stewards in there, and we're going through an issue right now. Obviously, no names. It will protect the innocent or the guilty. But guys stealing time, right? And I'm thinking, this dude's done. Like,
steal time. That's interesting.
Done. So we are activity based. We're activity based, and so when I pull up to a store, if there's another truck in the pit, I get to wait. So whatever time I wait, I get paid extra for that. So I get a little bonus on top of it. But anyways, I digress. You guys don't want to hear about all that shit. But yeah, so he would deliver for like 50 minutes, and it takes him, out of the 50 minutes, he has like 40 minutes of delay, but it takes him 20 minutes to get the pallets off, actually. So he's getting charged 60 minutes of work, and he's only there for 45 minutes or 50 minutes. I'm like, yeah, no, dude, like, you're not even there for 60 minutes. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is, I walk in, I'm like, yeah, let me sign off, because I don't want to sit in here and listen to the bullshit, because it's bullshit. There's videos. I mean, every store has a camera and 4 different cameras on 4 different views, and he's not being delayed. So my point is, Rick, he's guilty. Done. Super easy trial. Like, 30 minutes. He's guilty. The other one's like, well, if we take it from this point, if we're looking over it, I'm like, you shitting me? Like, you're going to make this guy feel good about getting fired is what you're doing. Like, no, dude, you're an F up. So guess what, dude? You're going to file for unemployment, get denied, and you're going to have to go drive a freaking turd truck, which, hey, by the way, turd truck drivers make a good money. No. I mean, if I had to haul outhouses, I'd do it. But yeah, no, it's, you ain't working for the union place though.
It's interesting, the policies that we create to say what is right, because he's like, man, I'm just trying to get an extra couple bucks for my family, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong. The way you're doing it, I don't like it. It's the perspective of it that makes it so interesting. Now, I don't know the guy or his situation, but to go like, well, I mean, like, we've all had the thing where like, I'm going to go grab some coffee on the clock real quick, like, no big deal. I'm going to, hey, listen, I should be working at my desk right now, but I need to go to the bathroom a little longer than I'm intended to. And I didn't clock out for that. So like, stealing time is such an interesting judgment. Like we own time.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where like,
justify your actions.
We all justify our judgments too, because we are judging that you are guilty because I'm an authority.
Yeah. Well,
I gave myself the authority to tell you you're guilty.
I'm a truck driver. I can do what I want. Okay. I work for a Fortune 100 company. I'm justified. We're the biggest grocery store chain in America. Come late January, there will be a huge federal investigation on why they allowed the two grocery store chains to merge. Oh, shoot. Mikey trips out on that.
Guilty. You're fired. Sorry. Don't be sorry to me.
Sorry, you've been in the union for 20 years, but sorry, can't let you go.
Those guys don't listen to this show. They will require personal development.
Yeah, they'd have to look at themselves.
Your secret is safe with us.
And we have 300,000 followers.
They're all. My followers are working on their Rubik's Cube. They're doing personal growth. And
that's the great thing about the warrior mindset, man. Mm-hmm. We don't have time to sit around here and watch people. We can listen to you.
Yeah. I want to get those nuggets to make it so I can see things differently so I can go further in my own life.
Yeah. Give me some food for thought, right? Let me think about things. And you actually did. You got me to actually get a little deep and think about things. And, I know that we're not perfect by no means. And my perfect is different than your perfect. And, I just want to survive the day, right? I just want to get up from bed up to bed down. And, if I can make somebody laugh and smile and have a good time, that's my day, man. I'm cool.
You want to do a fun training? I'll give you a food for thought for you. You want to do a fun one?
Let's do it.
All right. I want to get up. I'm just trying to survive the day, man. Just trying to survive the day. I want to make some people smile a little bit. Just get through the day, right? Is this winning? Is this losing? Is this just survival? Like, what are we doing on this one? I got a question for you. Something to see, like, all right. Well, if we're trying to create just a survival / like just get through the day and make people happy, what's happiness? How would you know if it was around you? What's happiness to you personally? It's a personal question.
If I'm happy, if I'm in a good mood and I'm happy, then I'm going to make me happy. It's about me.
All right. So
right?
It's selfish. So happy is selfish.
Selfish. So it's no. Damn it, Rick.
I'm writing. Keep going.
I'm going to get up and make myself happy. So if that.
How do you make yourself happy? Because everybody wants to be happy. So now you're going to make yourself happy. How do you make yourself happy?
Well, can I answer it this way? If I come up to someone and say, "Hey, how you doing today?" and they ignore me, I'm going to be mad now. So that guy just made me mad because
he made you mad.
He made me mad because he didn't acknowledge me. He didn't acknowledge my, "Hey, I'm happy. Hey, how you doing?"
So because he didn't acknowledge you for whatever reason, now he controls your happiness.
That's sad.
So now he is the master of your emotions because he doesn't have to do anything for you to lose your attitude.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an a-hole.
That guy, no, I don't know if you're an asshole. I think he is just so powerful. because you've given him so much authority over your emotions that he doesn't even have to do anything and you start losing your cool.
Yeah.
He literally actually did nothing.
He didn't acknowledge
that was
me.
enough for you to lose your happiness. He made you.
He made me mad.
Made you do it. He forced you mad.
Yeah.
He's
I'm gonna get over it
now.
I'm gonna get over it, but then the next two people behind him, I'm gonna sit and have a 5-minute conversation with them.
Yeah, because they'll acknowledge you. They'll make you happy.
They'll make me happy. Whatever makes me happy. That's what we're talking about. Self-gratification, right?
Is it though? Because you're giving all your power to everybody else and calling it self.
Yeah. So listen, Rick, I'm not sending you money at the end of this therapy session here. I'm
just asking. I'm only asking to understand. This isn't even therapy. I'm just like, how does it work for you? I want to be happy. I'm taking notes to practice. So I want to be happy. So happiness comes from putting the control into other people. And that's how I find happiness is if somebody doesn't acknowledge me, then I get made mad. And if somebody does acknowledge and talks to me, I get made happy. And that's how I find happiness is have other people be in control of my emotions. How do I do it? I want to do it. Does it seem like is there any loopholes here that may flaw out?
There are many loopholes. Yes.
Too much outside validation required. And I don't have enough accountability for my own power here because I keep giving it away and then expecting it to be reciprocated. Fuck. Maybe we have to try a different way. All right.
I got you.
Let's try again. All right. What's happiness to you if it's not other people make me happy? I want to know, like, how do I get happiness? I want more in my life. What is it? I
don't know what. Maybe I don't know what happy is for me.
Well, shit. How am I supposed to get it then? Now I don't know how to get it because I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Dang it. So this is where we run into these things. This is a subjective term. It could be something. It could be a hug from your wife. That made me happy today. Or it could be a warm cup of coffee. Or it could be the smell of an autumn, the trees losing their leaves. Or it could be jumping in the ocean. Or it could be a funny thing your daughter said. Like, what is happiness seems to be it's a sliding scale. So then what do? Let's go into this. I'll probably end up preaching on this later. Then we go to experts. We'll go to Arthur C. Brooks, and we'll go to other experts who is a Harvard professor on happiness. Now, we just established happiness by itself is subjective, which means my definition and your definition will be different. Just like everybody listening to this' definition for happiness will be totally different. We all have a different definition for this word. So he's like, here's what you have to do. First, he's a Harvard professor, so you got to get into Harvard. Easy. And then next, after you get into Harvard, his class sells out in like 20 minutes because everybody wants happiness who's in college. And so you have to be in the first registration. So get into Harvard and then be in the first registration. And then you get into happiness class. And he's like, I'll break it down for you. There's 3 parts for happiness. And you're like, oh my God, you're going to give me the 3 parts? I'm so excited. First, it's enjoyment, it's satisfaction, and it's purpose. That's how you find happiness. And I'm like, each one of those is subjective. So that means satisfaction is different for me than you. Enjoyment is different for me to you. And purpose, one of the most confusing words that we live our life by, is going to be what I need to. So I have one subjective word, and the answer to it is 3 more subjective words that I have to be in college for and be in the first registry to. And I'm like, I don't think that's correct because I know people who didn't even go to school who are happy as fuck.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is the answer. It's a little too complicated.
Yeah, course to take though.
You think so? Because it seems like it's going to make me less happy.
You pass the class of happiness, so you know what happiness is about. You've
seen the joy of your child. And they never went to that class. You've seen the happiness in like a kid or the happiness of a dog or the happiness and things like we've been happy I've hung out with you and I was happy to hang out with you, but I didn't have to go to Harvard for that.
Yeah.
So here's the definition. This is going to give you something that you can actually work on.
Okay.
You write it down word for word because each word matters too.
Okay.
And it's going to sound like it's not the definition of happiness to begin with. But then when you break it down, you go, well, holy fuck, I can do that immediately.
All right.
So the definition is the awareness of the blips, blips, blips in life that are found in nouns / verbs. And you're like, okay, that's what fucking happy is? Let's break it down. First off, awareness. Did you even notice? Did you see it? We can't make choices that we don't know exist. And so if you're not aware of the things around you, you can't have gratitude or happiness or anything. If, like, you know, your wife is doing something incredible and you're in your phone and didn't notice it, you missed it, which goes to a blip. A blip is a temporary moment, not meant to last. Even the word hap for happened, happy, hap itself means temporary. It means it's not meant to last forever. It's only going to be there for a short time, maybe seconds, maybe minutes, maybe hours, maybe days, maybe weeks. Like, it's not going to be forever, though. It's only a temporary time. I was on vacation for a week. It was temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a blip in our life. So what is life? That's how we measure time. In your lifetime, this is what you experienced. That's how we measure time, is in our life. And so if someone steals time, they're fucking guilty. Our life is how we measure our time here, right? Now, what's a noun? It's people, places, things. And then what's a verb? Something that you like to do, like, you know, boxing, bike riding, hiking, dancing, painting, singing. Like, something I like to do brings me happiness, right? If you can raise your awareness that you're surrounded in every single moment with these blips that are temporary, they're going to come and go. That mess next to you in that room, that's temporary, because that's going to go. And if she has any inkling of success, it's going to be gone. And so you're in a blip right now. There's a moment where your room gets to be a mess because someone you love is there.
Yeah.
Which we won't always be there either.
Mm-hmm.
Even our lives, by definition, are a blip. And if you go on a long enough timeline, we start appreciating that we're surrounded at any given moment by people, places, things, and actions that are happening that are meant to have gratitude and not criticism or even not be noticed. In fact, we're in one right now.
Yes, we are.
We get to hang out together right now. We're in a blip. This conversation will be over within the next hour and a half. And we got to hang out together, which was very, very cool. I enjoy hanging out with you. We're in a blip right now. And then after this conversation will be done, and we'll talk again later, but it won't be this day, this time, and this way ever again, because this day will never happen again. This is the only one that will be this day ever.
Yeah.
Throughout all of human history, this is the only day that will be this one.
But I'll tell you what, the weight of this conversation will go on for the rest of my life. Yeah. This will be a dash. This is a between the dashes moment. And I'm not doing it because it's your show. I'm not saying it because it's your show. It's you have a very obviously thought-provoking platform, and you bring out things that I don't want to be brought out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's, and I think that's what we love about what you do. So I do appreciate it. And I do zone. This is where I zone out. Sometimes I'm just sitting here listening because that's what we're supposed to do, is listen. And between, like I said, between the dashes are blips of our life, like you just said. And I'm going to use this. Because the awareness of the blips in life that are found in nouns and verbs. I have it written down. That's probably going to be a post later too, by the way.
Let's go.
So it's yeah. Did you tell how much I like talking with you? Did I tell you that how much I like talking with you, Rick?
I like talking with you too. I like talking with you. Thanks for the blip. Thanks for the blip. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
You're making me happy.
Yeah. You're making me happy. Okay, let me rephrase this. I enjoy having conversations that make me think, because otherwise I wouldn't have to think about anything. I would just go through the actions of the day.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing when we can have the awareness and courage to challenge everything in order to grow and not be judgmental, or shameful, or blame, or have guilt, and go, let me consider.
Yeah,
we don't have to agree on everything because that makes it so we have to push our limits on being able to understand more. And so challenging everything to go like, man, I never really thought about it like that. Let me chew on that one for a minute. Yeah. Now you just leveled up.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, we don't have thought-provoking interactions most of the day. It's really not. It's for me at least. It's very simple.
What's your theory? Because you do that. There's a lot of repression and a lot of, like you said, what's a man do? He pushes it down. He doesn't complain. It's okay. It's fine. But what is the reason that we do that for?
Somebody else has a tougher day. Like in my world, the way I look at it is like, nobody wants to hear what I have to complain about.
There it is. This is a belief system. Nobody wants to hear, not even complain. Yeah. Because most of the time you're probably not complaining. It's just going to be like, this is just how I feel about it. Yeah. That's not even a complaint. It could just be like, that's a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody wants to hear about how I feel. This is a belief system that got put in there somehow. Because you've done enough times where you put your big, beautiful heart out there and people have not respected it.
Yeah.
And so you created a defense system to say, well, then I'll just suppress that. I'll go into a denial state and push it down, pretend like it's fine, pretend like it's okay. I won't complain, I won't cry, I won't show weakness, and I'll just suppress it. And somehow that's what a good man does.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
I am not me. And that's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
That's messed up. It doesn't work. So let's get into another thing. If a real man's tough, real man is strong, real man doesn't take shit from nobody, real man handles his business, a real man hustles, a real man does the hard work, right? Let's talk about how fucking tough somebody is. And I've talked with Navy SEALs. I've talked with Marine veterans. I've talked with a lot of really, really tough guys I've talked to police officers who will walk into a firefight and like, no, not even a moment's hesitation. They'll go right into the line of fire. And yet what's harder, going into conflict or sharing something vulnerable?
Sharing something vulnerable.
Yeah. Real man.
You've never, for the most part, no one's ever done it. You don't do. It's not normal. It's not normal because your normal and my normal are different. You're normal. You open up. I know that.
Mm-hmm. I have no fear.
Up. I keep it to myself
because there's a belief system that says you should.
Yeah, because I'm a man.
But who put that belief in there?
I'm a man. Because the generations before the mellow men, we don't do that. We don't. We suck it up. We're sitting out there in the shop with a beer and a cigar, looking out over the fields and the tractor that's broke down. I got to fix. They're doing their thing. They just do it. They just get it done.
I did a training on this. It was last week, and last week we did training. What's a real man? And we got into this vulnerability talk. We got the hard work. Yeah, you got to work on the tractor. Yeah, we got a job to be done. Yeah, that stuff is there. But can you at the end go like, dude, fucking love you, bro. Thanks for looking out.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can I say like, man, you're like, man, I got a thing I want to do. I always wanted to try and help people by doing this thing and be able to go like, holy shit, dude. I believe in you, brother.
Yeah.
I believe you could do that. You could do that. I believe in you. Could we do that? That's vulnerable. What if you're like, man, fucking, you don't know? Like people reject people for being able to put themselves even on an altar of positivity. I'm proud of you. How many guys grow up and they've never heard someone, especially a dad, say, I'm proud of you, man? We fight our asses off to get that one fucking sentence and we don't get it. Why? Yeah. Because being able to say I'm proud of you is vulnerability. I love you. I believe in you. That stuff is, I can't say that shit because like, what if I say it and then it's not received? Ooh, I don't like that. I got to control this. And so the way I control this is by saying nothing. And then what connections are you able to have when you have to close yourself off because of the fear of rejection?
Yeah.
Well, now I have no connections.
Well, how about this? How about if we take this a different way real quick?
Let's do it, please.
Is your dad alive? Or is he passed?
My dad is still here.
My dad is still here. Does your dad live close to you? Do you talk to your dad very often?
I talk to my dad maybe about him every like couple weeks to a month.
Ooh, okay. That's awesome. I've talked to my dad lives 14 miles away. I have talked to him for a total of in the last 3 years, probably 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
What's your reason for it?
I call, wish him a happy birthday. All right, cool. Thanks. Bye. Like, end of call. Hey, what's going on?
Sure.
Nothing. Hey, I've got to let you go. I'm doing this or that or whatever. Just too busy. Right. Last phone call.
Which hurts. Right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We're going to get into it now. Yeah. So that it's one of those things, like the last phone call was, hey, what's going on? Just called to say hi. And my stepmom answered and she goes, hey, Eric's on the phone. You want to talk to him? She says she's shaking his head. He's shaking his head. No, don't, I'm like, what the hell? The no phone call on the birthday that just happened like 2 weeks ago, or the Father's Day, or,
sure.
It's the things where you're like, I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want to be that guy. So I show my daughters, hey, like, I'm hard on them. Again, I'm not my kid's friend. I'm their dad. So I'm still tough on them. But I let them know that I love them. I tell them I love them all the time. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, because I don't hear that, right? We didn't hear it growing up. We didn't hear all of that. But I do tell them, hey, what you're doing is great. Like, this mess in here irritates me, right? But again, she's here, right? This is the oldest kid's room who moved out, who became an extra room. So the youngest one was like, great, now I have 2 bedrooms in a 3-bedroom house because sister moved out. So now I can put my shit in here. And I said, like I said, well, am I irritated about it? Yeah, I'm irritated because my stuff's out, not in here. So I know that I've changed in that aspect of, I know I'm not my dad. I will always take phone calls. I will always, hey, what are you doing? Let's go to lunch. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm a cutter outer. Like, I don't need to talk to my dad. It'll be sad when he passes away, because I won't know when, or I won't know how. I couldn't go up to him and be like, hey, what'd you do yesterday, or the day before, or the month before, or the year before? Like, we're talking minutes a year, minutes. So what I was raised as, of what is a man, and what I have grown into, or what I've tried to establish in my life of what is a man, is, it's different. It's different. Like, I do, like I said, man, I tutus and toenail polish, because I know that that's the dad that my girls need. Right now, if I had boys, it would probably be a little bit different. But I also battle my girls too, because I'm like, hey, I'm not your friend. Like, these are the rules of my house if you want to live here. But on the other hand is, I know I've said I love you more than I've heard it from my dad. So
that's some real stuff, man. And I appreciate you very much for it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, here's what's kind of fucked. Here's what's really fucked. Is like, you're still here, which means that guy sacrificed for you to be here. Yeah. Food, shelter, there's stuff that he had to do, clothing, there's stuff he had to do for you to be here.
Right.
Here's the thing I notice with parents is we're all doing better than like our parents did.
Right.
Imagine what your dad's setup was if he thinks he's doing a better job.
Yeah, he went through the same thing.
What the fuck? Wait, this is the better one than you had?
Yeah.
Oh man, like, you're not getting any trophies for this, but like, this is better than what you had. And this was a closure for me with my dad. Like, my dad was it was an abusive home. Like, I didn't grow up in a healthy place.
Yeah.
My dad was abusive to my mom, abusive to us. I was the oldest boy, so I got it the hardest.
Yeah.
And like, my dad was closed off emotionally also. So he, if you were to clinically diagnose, it would fall under sociopath, the way that he runs.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. He does fit all the criteria for, like, that's not good. Now, as they got older, they start getting softer as far as their hearts go, and they open up and they can stop being so fucking rough. But Old Testament dad was not a nice dude.
You would think.
Mine.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's great.
And for most men, somewhere around like the 50s to 60s, we start chilling it the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's just majority. But there's still a lot of wounds your dad has because he's closed off and repressed heart where he can't even connect to his son. This is not a reflection of you. It's a defense that he has. That's his unhealthiness.
Right.
And that's unfortunately him doing the best he knows. Not good. That's your best, though. And this can give me closure on the fact that, like, it's a bummer that this is your best, but also you gave me a whole lot of tools, mostly what not to do, to make me a better man. But I can find that gratitude, fulfillment, connection, not through my dad. And I don't do it through my dad either. I do it through my men.
Yeah.
My brothers, I can call and we can just be like, dude, let me just get into some shit. And we can go, you know what? I'm there for you.
Yeah.
And we can give each other that type of, have each other's back and love and appreciation and empathy. Men can give men empathy.
Yeah.
Because I can empathize with you to know what it's like to go, I could call that person and it's almost like I'm a nuisance.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm a problem, but it's not true. This is just, they can't open up their heart because they're fucking terrified.
Yeah.
And fear consumes their entire existence and you have to pay the tab for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I don't have to pay the tab for your fear because like there are guys like us. I'm not afraid. I'll tell you how much I appreciate you every day. And I'm happy you had another birthday and I'm happy to hang out with you. And I'm proud of you for the work you do. And look at the people you're helping, just being the kind of man that you are. And you aren't trying to act like we're big, tough and it's fine. It's okay. And no weakness. You got a big fucking heart, dude.
Yeah.
And like, it's a good one. And it's a good one because you make people's lives better. You make these girls have a fucking fighting chance. Yeah. You make it so other people who are out there alone and hurting and scared and in their own head have a place where they can feel heard and belong and appreciated. And you're going to say, I don't have value because somebody who's too blind to their own courage can't see it. We can't measure your worth based on somebody who's not able to see. It's like standing on a weight scale to see how smart you are or how many feelings you have. That's the wrong scale. It doesn't measure that.
I'm making an executive decision here on the Contagion Effect show. I've got November 2nd open. You check your schedule. I can't wait till January. You check your schedule.
I think we're voting that day.
Okay.
I'm just.
We can wait. You check your schedule.
Yeah, I can do that.
Obviously, this could be an after show topic, but you know,
we can do both. Sure. It's Thursday the 2nd. We can make it work. What time is that? It's at nighttime, right?
It might just be us again because I think that's Mike's anniversary. We were going to do like a random show, have a bunch of dudes on.
Why don't we just bring all the equipment to wherever Mike's having his anniversary and just surprise him? We'll just surprise him. We'll save him a table for him and his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that, man. I'll hang out with you again.
Yeah.
The 2nd, we can do that. So we'll work that out. But yeah, this is it's one of those things where be a man, be a real man. My dad showed me, I have an entire file in my heart and my head from my dad. I love my dad. Now I have full forgiveness and full grace. And the real story is pretty dark. The story is dark. You know, growing up, it was not healthy in almost any capacity. But I have full grace and full forgiveness from my father. All the curses that were carried on from his dad to him, I have broken. And it was on me to break them so that I don't carry those forward. That was my purpose. But this doesn't mean that what he did wasn't necessary, because I also say, look how fucking strong you are.
Yeah.
You know, look at what you're able to handle because you've had to handle these things. And, you know, this is one of those things is I wouldn't be a warrior if I didn't have to grow up in Sparta.
Yeah.
This means, though, almost everything from my dad is put in the do not do category.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Abraham Lincoln says, I learned something from everybody most of the time what not to do.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right? I see your big badass heart, bro. I give you fucking honor, man.
I
appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's tough when the people who are supposed to love us don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
But then we may be missing how many people love us.
Yeah, he didn't have it when he was growing up, so.
Mm-hmm. But then look at the blips around you and how many people do love you.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know that I'm loved. I know that. I would think, but we all always want our dad, you know what I'm saying? Like that validity of hey, did I do it right?
They missed the window. My dad missed the window. My dad didn't tell me he was proud of me to my face. Not even to my face, just called me one day until I was 38.
Wow.
I was like, I think you missed the window for that one. 13 would have been helpful.
Yeah.
But 38, I haven't needed the validation from you for over 25 years.
Yeah.
It's a little late. My dad, I think last year for the first time said, I'm really sorry for the way that I treated you growing up. Thank you, Dad. And I said, I forgave you decades ago.
Yeah.
Like I was so far ahead. I'm like, I forgave you way before you even got to this point. But thank you for sharing that because I'm glad you're leveling up. I don't have any anger or resentment. Most people don't know how to beat those demons.
Yeah.
How to control the anger, how to, take away that this is where love is supposed to come from. It's not necessary because my awareness of the blips in life are all around me. And so I don't require that source to be a source of validation because I'll be starving if that's what I'm waiting for. Well, I can eat like a king if I look from other places.
Yeah. Deep.
Badass, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. Well, it was always sitting right in front of us.
Right.
It's always right there. We just don't talk about it because I'm fine. It's okay. It's fine. That's the ongoing joke in the Warriors way.
Yeah.
So Perry Redman, he's competing this month in the strongman competitions. He's number 26 strongest or 27 strongest man in the world. And he's going to be jumping rank soon. And when we do mindset training stuff, his ongoing joke is, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, which is a denial joke. This is where we just pretend like something terrible is fine.
Yeah.
And so it'd be like, yeah, well, everything just blew up in my face, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like that's our joke. And so this is one of those ones where we say this humorously. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's not. It's not fine. That's not fine. It's a shit show. It's not fine.
But it's fine.
and so this is where permission granted to have a big, beautiful heart, bro.
Yeah.
Permission granted.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to be human again.
Yeah.
It's okay if it's not fine. I got your back. Because I can have your back a lot easier when it's not fine than when we pretend like it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That takes courage, by the way. Way to have a courageous moment and put it out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the settings here, you make it easy.
I think it's because I got your back.
I should say you
no
make
blame,
it
no
easy.
shame, no judgment.
It's open there. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what it is. You know that I'd have the validity of being able to open up and not being judged for it.
Mm-hmm. So this is where it turns into, well, then what's a real man? To be able to do something that's very, very scary and hard and really difficult, like be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a man can do? To do hard things?
Should be able to. Should be able to
be able to say, to say, I honor you and I respect you and I love you and I appreciate you and I believe in you and I'm proud of you. Well, that's not easy things to say because words of affirmation can easily be like you said, that guy in the line, if he ignores me, he makes me not happy.
Yeah. Makes me not happy.
You're like, well, wait a second. I don't require all of that because I can still have this within me. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I can have that confidence in myself that I don't require others to be the source of happiness because I can appreciate the beauty in the moment, even if somebody else is going through a hard time.
Yeah.
Because that guy who didn't answer, he maybe needed something a little bit different than a surface level thing. That guy may have been like, I don't need to talk about it. I need a hug.
Yeah. Well,
how many guys don't get hugs?
Those are the guys that we should seek out for.
Yeah. But he made you unhappy by just not answering.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, you're in it, aren't you? Hey, you're in it. I can tell you're in it. What's up?
Yeah. And sometimes you just got to go like, hey, bring it in, bro.
Yeah. We have 406 drivers at work. And I see that. I see it quite often. You can tell when the guy's going through it.
And they're lonely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a high rate of divorce in general, but for drivers, it's even more fold because we don't have a lot of the weekends off and shitty start times and stuff like that. And, you got to make a certain amount of money. It's like, you don't have to make a certain amount of money. You need to control your spending, but that's a whole different story later. But I can tell when a guy's going through it, it's like, hey, dude, you all right? You good? You okay? You talk? So,
just makes me feel like that Tom Likas thing, though. Do you really care, man?
yeah. Hey, if
you really do, it would change their stars.
If I don't, I wouldn't have asked. So I tell guys. I've had a guy say, like, you really care? I'm like, yeah, don't ask. I mean,
yeah. Are we getting coffee? Because if you got to talk it out,
time.
Let's go. I'm on the clock. I got time.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. We stealing time, baby. We stealing time.
I'm not stealing time. I'm having a brother's back.
Yep.
On the clock.
Guy's in it, man. Guy's in it. Guy's in it.
Yeah. But I think this is where it gets into, like, what's a real man then? A real man's a guy who can listen to another guy. Have empathy for your struggling, man.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what, man, that's heavy on your heart, man, but it doesn't mean that you have a bad one.
Yeah.
You know, or like, yeah, somebody else who can't see somebody's value doesn't mean there isn't any. That's not how you measure that anyways.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to just be able to challenge, is that really accurate, or is that just a feeling that I have? You know, not to say your feelings aren't your feelings in the moment, but they're fleeting.
Yeah. You can't educate your feelings.
Yeah, you just go through them.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them. We end up trying to explain the emotion later with feelings.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times people say something that's not a feeling. Like, how do you feel? Well, I feel like you don't listen.
Yeah.
You don't listen is not a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen is not a feeling.
That's not a feeling. A feeling is you feel unheard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so it's pretty interesting stuff, man. It's an honor to have cool conversations with you.
Yeah.
Though.
Appreciate it.
And like, yeah. How you feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fulfilled. Yeah. I'm feeling like we've had a good hour and 10-minute conversation that feels like it's a 3-hour conversation. We've went into the depths of everything. And, you know, again, it's what we do and why we do it, right? You can solve, well, I don't want to say solve. You can address some issues that need to be worked on. Definitely have given tools for me to use and a different perspective, because I'm not going to let that guy that didn't answer me control how I feel, even if he is an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was Mike Tyson. I saw him say that one time to somebody, where somebody can make you mad. That's not your enemy. That's not your opponent. That's your master.
Yeah. He controls you.
And do you want that person? They control your feelings. That's your master. That's not that you're not versus.
Yeah.
Your control. That's your master. So do you really want everyone to just be your master? Or do you want to be able to control your feelings?
Can we get that on a sign? We need that on a sign, a billboard. Every road and the highway. And
it turns into a Bible verse at that point. It just turns into out of context.
Yeah. That's true. Well, everything's out of context, though.
It also depends on personality types, too, because certain ones are like, I don't mind.
Yeah. I got ahead of you.
But then ones like ours are like, nope, not going to be my master.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not happening.
Yeah. Not happening. So it's a cool tool to have in your tool belt to go like, oh, this guy's making me mad, and go like, is he making you mad?
Is he making?
You're like, oh, that makes him my master. You know what? I'm actually not going to get mad. I'll show you, motherfucker. I won't be mad. In fact, I'm gonna find some blips right now, motherfucker. I'll show you who's making who mad. I like that. I like that. I'm actually in a good mood. That's how I got legs.
See, you're aware of the blips.
They're all over the place. I just had some coffee. I got stickers on my bottle from you, put there by you. Like, there's some blips all over the place. We're surrounded by blessings all the time. We're going to be mad that somebody's having a bad day and didn't answer. Don't give them that power.
Don't do it.
So, pretty cool, man. You feel good?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging with me, brother.
Absolutely.
You got anything that you want to promote for people to jump on the Contagious Effect and see us later? I guess I'll be there on November 2nd and January 4th. I'm not canceling the other day.
I think January 2 is going to kind of be like a little forum thing. So we might have have like a Derek Thompson from Shadow Mark.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll have Tom Ettinger, 22. Every day is a 22. Shit, I always mess this up. Gosh dang. I always mess this up. I usually wear a shirt. Sit rep 22 Every Second
Oh,
Counts
right.
podcast.
With Tom. What about Brian? Was he going to be on?
Yeah, we'll have Every
Saturday?
Day's a Saturday with Brian Roof. They've got some big news. They just switched over a radio station from two dudes in a gun room. They just switched that to MUPS, Military
MUPS?
United Podcast
Really?
Suckers or something like that.
Yeah, because Donald's in that too, right?
Yeah.
Man,
so
that panel and forum sounds fun, man.
Yeah, we'll do a forum. Well, yeah. We'll get in there and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So I appreciate you for letting us come on and letting us, get in depth and talking about the Contagion effect and how much fun we had and how everybody missed out at Hero Stock. Next year, 24 is what, September 13th, 14th, 2024 in Omaha or Lincoln. I think they're going to go move it to Lincoln because it's a little more unified out there. So, but it was fun, man. It was fun hanging out, sitting at the table in there and listening to music and getting able to talk with you and everyone. And it was fun.
Well, next year is going to be better because now I know, like Don and I already talked about upgrading the equipment and making it so we can have like 4 or 5 people on at the same time and not just one.
Yeah.
We're going to make it way better next year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool.
It'll be fun.
Awesome, brother.
All right.
Well, then, in which case, check us out on the Contagion effect, and then you guys get out there and dominate today. Thanks a lot, Eric.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Click on the button and you can become the hero in your own story. It's time to start making the choices to change. And the evolution that you're going to do begins with choosing the next step. This is the way. And together, we're always stronger.